All right, here we go. Michael Jai White, welcome back.
Hey, man.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
You were just here a couple weeks ago when you crashed Fred the Hammer Williamson's interview.
This is true.
Yep. And now you're back to promote your new movie, The Outlaw Johnny Black, in theaters September 15th.
That's right. That's right. While this interview is going on, you could go see it in the theater. Only in the theaters.
Only in theaters, not on demand.
Not
you got to go buy your tickets, get your popcorn, bring your family.
Enjoy it with the culture.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Now, I haven't seen the final film, but I saw an early screening maybe about a year ago or so.
Yeah, at my house, right?
Yeah, at your house.
Yeah.
Right. So I haven't seen the final cut, but I have a pretty good idea about what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah. I mean, it's way better now because once you got the sound and all the music and all that kind of stuff in, that's when you got a movie.
And this is the follow-up film to Black Dynamite.
Yeah, it's in the same vein. It's the same folks, kind of, that kind of a thing.
Right. And it's, the same way the Black Dynamite is sort of a play off the blaxploitation films. This is a play off Western films, including the Black Western films that came out during that time.
Yeah, you can call it a Westploitation if you want.
Westploitation.
Yeah.
Okay. And the interesting thing about this film right now is that the Screen Actors Guild gave you permission to promote it. So explain how that happened exactly.
Yeah, so with the strike going on, you have to apply for something called an interim agreement.
Okay.
Right? That means you're going to comply with the new laws wherever they land. And also, you can only qualify for that if you are an independent movie. And this is about as independent as you can get because I started, out of my own pocket funding this movie. And, we had crowdfunding and we got all private money. And so we totally qualify for that because of the budget level and the fact that we're not connected to some big studio or the AMPTP, which is the thing that SAG and AFTRA is fighting against.
Okay, because you actually are a SAG member.
Oh, yeah.
And other films you do are SAG films.
Yes, sir.
But this right here is not considered a SAG film?
No, it absolutely is.
It is.
It's got nothing to do with that.
Okay.
No. So, I don't want to get too complicated, but there as a conglomerate or whatever that's connected to streaming and these very unfair practices of not even thinking about giving people their residuals. I don't want to get too over, kind of over folks' head, but basically, how residuals work. Well, for the longest, when you did work and it played on a TV or whatever, you and all the other actors get paid from that.
Right.
So since streaming hit, all of these streaming services, they're not paying anybody anything.
Right. Well, they pay up front. And I think
they pay the producer up front.
Right.
Right. And everybody else is getting residual checks like 50 cents.
Well, yeah, I got my Boondocks residual check, which I gave Carl Jones during our interview as a thank you for putting me on. It was $4.50.
Yeah.
I said, here you go.
And see, what's heartbreaking is that there's a lot of people who lived off of residuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right now, people are it's like blood money. They're benefiting off of everybody's work. If you worked on something and somebody's getting all this money and it's not trickling down to you anymore because there wasn't any rules in place once that got put together. So now it's just like, hey, enough of that. Y'all got enough money. You got years of money that you didn't completely deserve. So it's time to share some of that. And you find out they're not trying to do that.
I mean, is there a light at the end of the horizon, at the end of the tunnel, in terms of, does it look like it's getting worked out?
Oh, there will be
because striking is still happening as we're filming this right now.
Speak.
I was just in New York also, and they were striking in front of like MTV or something.
Oh, yeah. See, the trip is this. Even studios that want to do the right thing, it's their stockholders. Stockholders don't give a damn, right? You see what I'm saying? Because if somebody's your stockholder they're in it just for money. They're not in it for anything else, for the love of it, the art of it, anything like that. So even if a studio wants to do the right thing, stockholders are like, hey, I put money behind this to make money. You see what I'm saying? So eventually something will have to, come to a head because, actors, we're not going to do this stuff. We're not going to continue to do this stuff the way, the situation, how it is now.
Well, but in your case, this is actually your film.
Mm-hmm.
You funded it, you put it together, you produced it, and you finished it on your own, right? Without any major studios.
Right.
Can I ask you what the budget was on this film?
Nope, you can't.
I had to try. I like pocket watching. Okay, so you put this thing together on your own.
Yeah.
And then at the time it was finished, did a distributor pick it up and partner with you?
Yeah, I'm with Samuel Goldwyn Company. Remember MGM?
MGM.
Goldwyn is that middle part. That's the G part. So they do independent films. There's they're a distributor. They do that, but they're not part of that conglomerate that I spoke about. This is still an independent film. This is something that was done with independent money.
I mean, isn't it rare for an independent film to be released in theaters? How many theaters are getting released in, by the way?
The number keeps going up. So we have what you call a platform release, right? So there's it'll be 300, 500, 1,000, that kind of a thing, depending on the response of the audience. I was part of a movie called Pandora's Box, which only had 5 theaters, right? At first, right?
Not 500.
Well, but it built up because what it was is it's like when people come out and support that theater, we wound up with a 80, 100 per screen average. So then every theater in the country started asking for the movie. And so that's incidentally what gave Will Packer his deal over at Screen Gems. Because, we knew how to get that thing on the road and we went to the people. Very much like Tyler Perry. He knew his audience, and that's the way you do it. You if your audience comes out for it, well, you're gonna see more movies like that, and that's what I want to happen with Outlaw Johnny Black. I want my audience to come out. If you like Black Dynamite, I'm gonna tell you what everybody else is saying, not what I'm saying, but everybody's been saying this is better than Black Dynamite. That's them saying it. Okay, I'm a little partial, as you might understand.
Right.
But the critics, everybody's saying that they love it because there's a message behind it. It's okay. We can laugh and everything else, but I'm trying to say something in this. And a lot of independent movies and studios, you don't get a chance to do that kind of a thing because a lot of movies they're in there trying to make the same damn movie over and over. That's not me. I want to make a movie that I want to see.
So how many theaters is it in?
It's in, you know what, on the way over here, they just hit me with a bunch more. But it was 300 an hour ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then internationally it's getting released as well?
No. International's later.
Later.
But
okay.
we're doing domestic and put it this way, it's in every Black town right now. I'll say it like that. If you Black, it's in your neighborhood.
Detroit, Atlanta.
Yeah, man. We're doing a screening at Inglewood over here. And so I'm gonna be bouncing around the states. You pack your theater, you might see me.
Okay.
Yeah.